the top somehow.
Yes, my Straight Talk family. You hear that theme song, then you know it's time for me to keep moving on, and time for me to say greetings to all who are logged on to Straight Talk, all who are connected to the World Wide Web. And it's time for me to say good night, St. Kitts and Nevis. Good night to the entire Caribbean region. And like I said, good night to the world. And for those of you who may be joining me for the first time, I say welcome. And thank those who continue to share the link, because we get first-timers. And for the first-timers, just to inform you that Straight Talk is a public service program that facilitates and promotes free expression on all issues of national interest, be they legal, be they environmental, be they technological, social, economic, and or political issues. On Straight Talk, you do have a forum to express yourselves freely. On this program, we try to raise the level of national consciousness. We try to raise the level of national discourse by alerting our people to their rights, to their responsibilities, and certainly to their obligations. My name is Ian Patches Liburd, and I give Almighty God thanks for blessing me with yet another opportunity to join you in conversation on yet another occasion. I said goodnight to St. Kitts and Nevis. I did not say goodnight to the Kittitian, Division, and Caribbean diaspora. Forgive me for that, because we are in Asia, we are in Europe, we are in Africa, and certainly we are all over North America. So shall I say Happy Labour's Day? Or Happy Labor Day, I should say. And can I say good afternoon? I can say good morning, but I should say good night as well, because one of such greetings will be applicable to the region in which you now find yourselves. And I always like this quotation: we are called to be God's prophets, speaking for the truth and right, standing firm for godly justice, bringing evil things to light. So let us seek the courage needed, our high calling to fulfill, that we all may know the blessing of doing God's will. And I say that because I want to pledge to remain an untiring advocate of truthfulness. I'm always reminded by those words, my Straight Talk family. And I always want to tell you, in particular the first-timers, Straight Talk is not about sensationalism. On Straight Talk, nothing is watered down to make it more interesting, neither by omission or exaggeration, because we lean on the facts. as it's my bounden duty to always present the unvarnished truth, my Straight Talk family. The unvarnished truth. And this program joins us together with people across our federation, people across the Caribbean. In this program, we are joined with people in the diaspora all around the world. Some we know very well and have met, and some we will never meet. Many we will never meet. Some of us will agree with the positions of truth that are advanced on this program, and some will disagree. And we entertain that because we are a different people. So there must be diversity in our views. But please, let's not ever become disagreeable. We can disagree, but let's not become disagreeable. In the meantime, let's thank Almighty God for helping us to understand, oh, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity, my Straight Talk family. Straight Talk for the first timers as well, I must inform you, it's a participative program. By that I mean we include your calls and your emails. And if you're so minded, call in. The numbers are 646-829-6672 and or 663-6672. You can access it from overseas as well. That's a local number, but you must, of course, use the area code, which is 869. And we like to give some of you what I call the cloak of anonymity, because you don't want to be heard for obvious reasons. But we give you access via our email platform, and the address is straighttalkpatches@gmail.com. There are those of you who have Alexa as well, and for those who have the app, just say Alexa play Massive Vibes Radio, and you go straight live to this program. And I always find it an imperative to welcome my junior brigade. They are the future. Young Dwayne, Tristan, Shamar, Kevin, Hanley, Nevis, Young Rue, Costa over there in South Carolina, I think that is, Jamal in Anguilla, Travis and Trevon from right here in St. Kitts, and of course the special lady in St. Louis. We normally begin with our observations in review, which are an integral part of Straight Talk. Then we will move into our thesis, and following my thesis, I will then include your calls and your emails, as mentioned earlier, to allow your full participation. Yes, on this program, you get an opportunity to have your say, my Straight Talk family. An observation and review is that moment in time when we highlight the current issues. We do some reflection because you give me some homework to do, so we reflect, we ask a few questions, we establish what was accomplished, how it has helped others, what has changed, and what can be expected next. And of course, it's a learning process. It's important that we establish what new we have learned as a people. And after our observations, we will begin with our thesis for tonight, which I have titled, Where There Is Smoke, There Is Fire. Hear me? Where there is smoke, there is fire. So don't you change the link. Just spread the word that Straight Talk is on. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, tell your brother, tell your sister. Share the link, like I said. And my first observation, my Straight Talk family, I reflect on last week, Thursday. Last week, Thursday, I raised the issue of what I called a stinking discrimination against women in the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis police force. And it all had to do, rather, with the promotion. It all had to do with the promotion of an inspector Carla Wallace, an inspector of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force. Carla Wallace, and I can inform you that she's now being promoted to the rank of Superintendent of Police. But her name was mysteriously removed in favor of Dr. July's blue-eyed boy and Inspector Edward Sutton, to be exact. Then reinstated at the very last minute, my Straight Dog family. Name was removed and then reinstated at the last minute. And we got this release since our last conversation. This release came from the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, which is under the caption, RSCNPF celebrates promotion of 12 officers. Yes, there were 12 officers, 5 of which were superintendents. And my Straight Dog family, first of all, we want to, on Straight Talk, congratulate Superintendent Carla Wallace, who received her letter of appointment from the very man who unconstitutionally tried to tamper with the promotions of the rank and file and officers of rank and file officers, beg your pardon, of the police force. And again, we want to congratulate Superintendent Carla Wallace. You won. In total, some 4 officers received letters, namely Irvin Bradshaw, James Stevens, Renald Myers, and Carla Wallace. And we congratulate all of these officers who have been promoted to the rank of superintendent. Absent was Alric Edward Sutton, my Straight Dog family. And like I said, we pointed you to the superintendent promotions. They are here. We don't know if Alric Edward Sutton has any relationship whatsoever to Commissioner of Police Sutton. I have no reason to believe that, nonetheless. But Straight Talk reiterates that the latter is still being promoted ahead of many other competent and hard-working career officers, such as Inspectors Philip Eddy, Matthew Maguire, Inspector Harris, Shana Edwards, Carl Keynes, the veteran, and I forgot last Thursday to make mention of Inspector Carl Greer. But I can only conclude, and I say without fear of contradiction, that this is the corruption that is taking place in this august body, whose members are sworn to protect and serve us. But how can they protect and serve us, my Straight Dog family? When an officer failed his advanced examination, he failed his Professional Development Review, the PDR, and did very poorly at his interview. How can the police protect and serve us when they failed or refused to take a polygraph test? And what? They are transferred, or in some cases are promoted. We can think, for example, of an Inspector Carty from Nevis. And there's a judgment. The judgment you can read on the website of the Eastern Caribbean Court. That judgment in the case Matthew Macmillan versus Alonzo Carty. And the judge Ventos, if you look to your right and see that highlighted area, the judge wrote, the evidence on which this warrant was obtained was patently false, because Inspector Carty could have had no reasonable cause to believe that those, trying to find a word, there's very small lettering, forgive me, but namely controlled drugs, firearms, and ammunition. And it goes on, my straight dog family. And the judge mixed no matters. The judge said that the matter needs to be investigated by the Director of Public Prosecutions to determine whether the actions of Inspector Carty contravene Section 42 or any other section of the Perjury Act. And that's some strong language from that inspector, or that judge, beg your pardon. But he's now Superintendent Carty. And this case had to do with Mrs. Brantley. Is there a relationship with the snake Mark Brantley? You may ask. But this case brings out, it is therefore a question of trust, as the whole system is corrupt. And I asked the question, is this the reason why National Security Advisor Lionel Wussy Rollins, we are told, has bluntly refused to sit with the Commissioner of Police Sutton and wants to see his back? His back. Remember, the NSA, the National Security Advisor that is, said to this country, my stray dog family, and he never mixed his words when he said this, my stray dog family.
In every police organization, there's a small percentage of people who cannot be trusted. And I'm saying it, we don't know who they are. There's a little element of distrust and mistrust. So I'm saying, if you have some information that you want to impart on us, if you don't want to call the commissioner or you don't want to speak to the commander of the defense force, see me, tell me. I'm impartial one way or the other. I don't care about whether you are this way or that way. I care about the safety and security of the citizens of the Federation. That is my job.
And NSA Lionel Wussy Rollins was blunt. Some of these officers cannot be trusted. And that we'll find in every force, I believe, around the world. Let me be absolutely clear about that. But corruption in the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis police force, whether it's in relation to promotions and or otherwise, it must be cleansed. I made mention before of another case in Nevis. And we don't know if the snake, Mark Brantley, influenced this case in any way. We do not know. Let me state quite clearly. We do not know if the snake influenced this case. We do not know the relationship with the snake and this man who was indicted, who was charged for possession of a firearm and ammunition. Very sophisticated firearm. And I will never stop talking about this, because the acting DPP served a notice of discontinuance on Her Honor, the Magistrate Yasmin Clark. But step up, officers. I want the officers to step up, because this corruption in the force would not stop unless we make somebody or bodies or some ones an example. Make your application to the court for a judicial review. All those officers who this inspector just leapfrog past, was catapulted, as I mentioned earlier. Because that's the only way to expose them and end this corruption in the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis police force. And there's some good cops, real good cops. Some good friends I have who are cops. They're very clean. I know that. But there is corruption in the force. And it's perpetuated by the minister with responsibility for crime, the crime minister. I say so without fear of contradiction, my street dog family. My second observation, I recall telling you as well about the water situation in Shadwell. And our persistent reporting has forced the soccer engineer, my street dog family, to say something. I forced the soccer engineer to say something. And the soccer engineer said this, my street dog family.
Area is supplied by, I think, 2 wells. One of the wells had to be taken off for an operational issue. The Water Services Department is working assiduously to get it back on. So in the meantime, the problem is we now have less than 50% of the water we had for that area. I think the well that has been taken off is maybe 60% of the water, and the other one is maybe 40 or maybe even a little less. So we now have 40% of the water for that area where we would normally have the 100% to share for that area. So that is why it is a limited usage. But I'm hoping that by this week, if all goes well, they will be able to get that well back online.
What a lie, my street dog family. We are happy that we forced him, the soccer engineer Conris, to break his silence. But he has told a blatant lie. Yes, there are 2 wells. Shadwell 2 is capped. We've been telling you about that forever. Shadwell 2 is capped. Has been capped now for 5 or 6 years, my street dog family. Shadwell 2, we have provided this information. The well is capped, it's not connected to the system because the water is not fit for human consumption. That was a finding of the well, finding of the Bureau of Standards, beg your pardon, confirmed by independent authorities overseas. And Bede must return to rectify that well, if it could, we may add. But they are contractually responsible to return to that well and rectify it. And the soccer engineer said that to the country before. He met that when he got to office.
When they are finished drilling the well in Keon and it is successful, we will then move to Shadwell, where there is an existing well that needs further addressing.
The truth is, my straight dog family, in the meanwhile, the Bureau of Standards, we are informed, has now identified quality issues with Shadwell 1. That is what the so-called engineer must tell the country. Now, they have found issues with Shadwell 1. That's why the 60% of the water has gone. They're now back pumping, as we say, pumping water from the Bastille Valley well field, back pumping to Taylor's Range and Wade's Garden and Shadwell. But my straight dog family, the so-called engineer is a liar. For that reason, I challenge the so-called engineer Congress tonight. If what he says is accurate, go up to Shadwell 1 with your red cup. I challenge so-called engineer Congress Maynard to go up to Shadwell 1 with his red cup as he went to Cabbage Tree Well in Keon. Turn on the tap, Congress, and drink 2 full cups of water from that well in front of the cameras. I dare you, so-called engineer Congress, to do that. If you don't do that, you are a bold-faced liar. Our third observation, my straight dog family, we reflected sometime when July went on vacation. July went on vacation. He went on a holiday to his adopted homeland in Nevis, in St. Vincent, beg your pardon, and the Grenadines. During the height of the murder spree that was going on, the murder of a businesswoman, a 9-year-old boy, and a high-profile killing of Aymar. And what a shame and lack of empathy, my straight dog family. Meanwhile, the snakeback Brantley is in Europe on holiday as well, because he cannot face, the snake Mark Brantley cannot face the many parents who struggle to make ends meet and send their children to school. So the snake Mark Brantley escapes all of this to spend a luxurious holiday with his wealthy friends. How much more, I ask you, the people of Nevis, how much more can you absorb of this snake, Mark Brantley? You mean nothing to him, then he should mean nothing to you as well. But those are my observations for tonight, my straight dog family. And I'll move right into my thesis. For those who may have just joined me, I mentioned earlier that my thesis is titled, Where There Is Smoke, There Is Fire. And I'm sure you've heard that proverb, that adage, many times before. And my straight dog family, there's a plume, or perhaps it's better described as a thick billowing or a large cloud of grey smoke coming from inside the cabinet room of this July administration. My straight dog family. And forgive me, let me go back for a minute because I overlooked to provide you with public service information, my Straight Talk family. Please forgive me for that. Some people have been asking about the weather report, and the weather as reported by the Met Office today. We heard all those thunderstorms, remember, this early morning, and lots of people have been calling and asking questions about the weather. And my Straight Dog family, as of 5 p.m. today, there's instability and moisture associated with the retreating tropical wave that may generate periods of cloudiness and showers. Therefore, skies over St. Kitts and Nevis tonight will be cloudy with showers and a 40% or a moderate chance of thunderstorms. Tomorrow, it says, will be cloudy with showers and a 30% or a lower chance of thunderstorms. So be prepared, my Straight Dog family. And there's a 3-day forecast as well. The 3-day forecast, for those, I think we should take note of this 3-day forecast as well. And you can see Tuesday, cloudy with 20% chance of thunderstorms. Wednesday, partly cloudy with a 40% chance of showers. And Thursday, partly cloudy with a 40% chance of showers. My Straight Dog family. And the other public service announcement I forgot to mention as well, please forgive me for this, that the constituency meeting that should have been held tonight at the constituency number 7 constituency office was postponed to Wednesday the 4th, this coming Wednesday, and I suspect at the same time from 5:30 p.m. So please take note. That constituency meeting at Tabernacle, Constituency 7, which should have been convened tonight, has been postponed because of inclement weather to Wednesday, the 4th September. That's this Wednesday, my Straight Dog family, of September. And I suspect the time is the same. And this coming Saturday, a peace and justice walk, Saturday the 7th September 2024, from 6 a.m. at Saturn of the Caribbean Cinema. And it's a white t-shirt affair according to this announcement. So this coming Saturday morning, a peace and justice walk from 6 a.m. this coming Saturday. And those are my public service announcements, and forgive me, my Straight Dog family, that I overlooked them pretty earlier. So we move right back to my thesis, which I mentioned, and I'll do so again. It's titled, Where There Is Smoke, There Is Fire. And I started to say to you that there's a plume, or perhaps it's better described as a thick, billowing or large cloud of gray smoke coming from inside the cabinet room of this July administration. And it has begun to spread all over the Federation. And tonight, my Straight Dog family, I use this old proverbial language that has been passed down through generations to make some observations about life under this clueless administration. And we have come to learn that where there is smoke, there is fire. This old proverb which suggests that if there are signs or indications of a problem, we must seek solutions for that problem. But though we see the billowing smoke, there must be water to out the fire. But there's no water in Bassett here, my Street Dog family. There's no water all over the country. There is a shortage in water, and unless we change this July administration, it will be worse when this fire starts burning all around us. It will be worse than the Great Bastille Fire. It will burn down St. Kitts, my Street Dog family. And it only takes a spark to start a fire burning. And you may ask about the Great Bastille Fire. And the historians who are listening to our live tonight would tell us that the city of Bastille has one of the most tragic histories of any Caribbean capital, as it was destroyed many times by colonial wars, earthquakes, floods, riots, hurricanes, and fire. Despite all of this, a considerable number of well-restored buildings still exists in the center of Bastille. The Great Fire of Bastille happened on the night of July the 3rd, 1867, in St. Kitts, 154 years ago. It started in an unoccupied house in Reeve Alley, it was called back then. That's behind the western side of what is now Independence Square, and quickly spread, destroying much of the town. Many people were left homeless, and the fire caused significant damage to businesses. The Methodist Church and the Treasury, now the National Museum, down next to the post office, are the only significant buildings that predated the fire. Or predate the fire, I should say. And fires, we are told, my Straight Dog family, were a constant threat even in peacetime. Going back 91 years before the Great Fire in Bastille, it is recorded in the archives that's the government archives, that on the 4th of September 1776, a fire caused loss of property. And it was followed only a day later by a hurricane. But my Straight Dog family, that's going back nigh 2 centuries ago. So let's get up to date. We are in the 21st century. Let's get up to date. This fire that is burning today started from an irresolute blow, yes, an ill-conceived blow that was inflicted on the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis by Sean Richards and Pam, influenced by an out-of-touch former leader, along with the snake Mark Brantley and the CCM. It has left us all of us, especially those of us who live at home. It has left us in the hands of some politicians who are nothing but an incompetent bunch of self-declared experts. They declared themselves as a team of experts, my Straight Dog family. Remember, they boasted about being this team of experts.
I'm tremendously proud of this team, this various fields. Any field you might call, there's an expert here, somebody who is well versed in that area, even more versed than me, and that's a good thing. So if I talk about sustainable development, you have Dr. Joya Clark. If I speak to youth and women affairs, you have Honorable Iceland. If I speak about small business and entertainment and agriculture, Honorable Samuel Duggins well established. If I speak about energy and engineering and so forth, the Honorable Conway Maynard. If I speak about the law, it's a given for our AGS. When I speak about the tourism product and the advancement of labor laws and so forth, we have our learned honorable who is a lawyer. When I speak about experience in government, we have our senior minister. When I speak about education and when you talk about empowering of the youth and community development, we have our Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Jeffrey Hanley. And so this team is a serious team.
How serious can this team be, my Straight Talk family? Because this unexpected blow delivered to us by PAM and CCM has left us in the hands of a washed-up cabinet that started the fire. And this fire will not burn Bastia alone. It will burn down the entire country. The actions of PAM and CCM created this political tide in August 2022 that has brought us a jellyfish cabinet. That's what I call them, a jellyfish cabinet. Mouthing grandiloquent promises. That's a big word. Grandiloquent promises they cannot honor. Pompous, extravagant promises they cannot honor, my Straight Talk family. And those who are familiar with jellyfish, we know they have no brain. Jellyfish have no bones. Jellyfish have no eyes and no heart. So this jellyfish cabinet have, apart from causing suffering, pain and death in the land, they have disrupted and or dismantled the social assistance programs, my Straight Talk family, and services that were provided by the team Unity with no replacement of the benefits for poor families in the country. They have failed to create jobs, my Straight Dog family, as this incompetent July and his cabinet have not implemented one capital project in over 2 years in office. When asked about capital projects, he said this, my Straight Dog family. He said the capital projects are on the way. Whatever the hell that means. He said this, my Straight Talk family.
So capital project, I will say, let me go through them for you, if you don't mind. Smart homes, on their way. Right? On the way. The hospital, on the way as well. The school, on the way as well. The solar plant or solar farm, on the way as well. There are some others I will mention, not yet, but they are definitely coming on the way. We have about 2 other major investments. One will be an agriculture major investment that will also come. We have an investment for the airport, that is advancing significantly as well. I'm saying that when, in the next few months, I'm almost certain that we'll run out of construction workers here.
Imagine that, my Straight Talk family. In the next few months, July has claimed that he'll almost run out of construction workers. But the health system has been smoking from since July appointed himself as health minister. There's smoke in that ministry. And we learned, my Straight Talk family, very early. We learned very early from a doctor, Dr. Melissa Cable Wilson, who came from the bowels of labor, my Straight Dog family. and told us that patients were dying in droves at the Joseph Nathaniel France General Hospital. Just recently, my straight dog family, just recently, Times Caribbean carried a story from July's advisor, The Big Lies, which has not been challenged. They have not challenged this, my straight dog family. Have not challenged this, as reported by the Times Caribbean from the advisor, July's advisor, The Big Lies.
They kill me friend Ghost. I'm gonna say so. They kill my friend Ghost. So sad. And somebody or bodies, they're trying to cover it up. My research points out that my friend Glenn Ghost Philip went to the hospital complaining of stomach pain. He was seen and sent back home. They say, that's why they said they killed Ghost. Not no name, they. They claim that he had food poisoning. Now, Ghost live alone. Eating habits might not be as good. So I could understand possible food poisoning. But for the examination, doing my research, the body picked me and tell me Ghost died as a result of appendicitis. A ruptured appendix. Kill me friend. In this modern day, septic poisoning, a ruptured appendix. This warrants an investigation.
And they have not, and they will not investigate that, my straight dog family. But according to the advisor or former advisor of July, they killed his friend. They, hear me, they killed his friend Ghost. Look at the education ministry, my straight dog family. The education system is smoking. And the slow student is lost and trying to find his way around the billowing smoke at the Bastille High School, the Joshua Obadiah Williams Primary School. And oh my, a fire has also broken out at the Keon High School and has gotten entirely out of control, my straight dog family. Imagine the slow student Jeffrey Hanley visited the Keon, beg your pardon, the Keon High School and promised parents, and told parents, as a matter of fact, that he had spent $1 million to control the mole-infested fire, I call it, my street dog family. Visited the school. Visited the school, my street dog family. And promise. They promised that the school will open and be ready. Ready for today, Monday, the 2nd of September, and return of the students to this learning institution. What a lie they have told the parents and the children, my straight dog family. What a lie. That's all we can say. What a lie. Big, big lie. That's all we get from this July administration. Lies, lies, and more lies each time, my straight dog family. What can we do? What should we do? This was reported, my straight dog family, while you read that Facebook post, you read this Facebook post, my Straight Dog family, from the Ministry of Education, or the St. Kitts Nevis Information Service, on behalf of the Ministry of Education, and a Facebook post as well from July. July is assuring the parents that all is well at the Cairn High School. Could you imagine that, my Straight Dog family? All is well at the Cairn High School? How could they peddle such lies, my Straight Dog family? How could they? Is a question we would ask ourselves. How could they peddle so many lies in broad daylight, in the face of all that's going on over there, my Straight Dog family, at the Cairn High School? And we heard this report from the ZIZ, the Government Broadcasting Corporation, which went something like this, my Straight Dog family.
The government of St. Kitts and Nevis has made a significant investment of more than $1 million towards the renovation of the Cairn High School, ensuring that when the new academic year starts on Monday, September 2nd, students and teachers can return to a safe and welcoming environment that is conducive to the teaching and learning process. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Education, Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, led Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Terence Drew on a follow-up walkthrough of the school facility on Wednesday, August 28th, where final preparatory works are taking place. These include the installation of several doors and windows and painting along certain blocks. The Education Minister noted that despite a minor setback a few weeks ago due to Tropical Storm Ernesto, they remain on target to complete the necessary work to facilitate the reopening of the school on September 2nd. The school was closed earlier in the year to address a number of health and infrastructural concerns that arose after years of neglect. Prime Minister Drew commended Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley and his team at the Ministry of Education for their diligent work in restoring the Cairn High School to a safe and comfortable setting for both students and teachers.
Prime Minister Drew, the report said, commended the slow student Jeffrey Hanley. For what, you may ask? Look at the message he posted. But my Straight Talk family, it's important we stay tuned to Straight Talk, because Straight Talk always bring you the facts. After reporting that falsehood, the Ministry of Education, my Straight Talk family, reported that the mold results found at the school were unfavorable. And tents were mounted at the park in Cunningham, my Straight Dog family. Tents were mounted at the park in order to accommodate the students as they attend their first day at school. These tents, again, were mounted at the park in Cunningham, and the students were expected to get there because this release as well in relation to the mold infestation came from the Ministry of Education, and you can read it, my Straight Dog family, on your monitors. Could you believe, after telling the country about this mold infestation at the Keon High School, they had months to address it, my street dog family, months. And what they did absolutely nothing. Then they came and posted that notice, or sent that notice, my street dog family, to the parents of the children attending the Keon High School. And that notice is very clear. St. Mary's Park, I keep saying Cunningham. Is it? Yes, St. Mary's Park. Thank you. The Facebook, my straight dog family are always on the ball. The St. Mary's Park. I said the park at Cunningham. Thank you for that. That's what straight dog is all about, my straight dog family. So, that's what was posted, like I said, on Facebook, to ensure, and it says, due to the unfavorable mold test results, we are currently unable to return to the school compound to start the new academic year in response to the situation. And it says the schedule for the week: Monday, 2nd September, General Assembly at St. Mary's Park. Yes, that's correct, at St. Mary's Park. I got that right now, yes. Orientation of Form 1 students, they remain at the Keon Primary School for orientation. But like I said, this morning, the thunderstorms made them panic and they move. They moves in a hustle, my straight dog family. They move from St. Mary's Park. From St. Mary's Park, where they had the tents mounted, they then move to the Bethesda Moravian Church. Thanks to Bethesda, my straight dog family. But the early morning thunderstorm sent ministry officials scampering. And it was at the Bethesda Moravian Church they sought shelter. But the Ministry of Education is burning. The Ministry of National Security is also burning, my straight dog family. As crime fingers are pointed at members in the July cabinet. Fingers are pointed at members in the July cabinet as being accessory or accessories to crime. Crime is out of control, my straight dog family. And the disgraced Attorney General Garth Lucifer Wilkin told us about that, my straight dog family. He told us this.
At this point, as you mentioned, jurors, I try to ignore the social media and the WhatsApp foolishness that is created by very bad people in our society. But there was something going around about a juror and the AG ain't said nothing about it. And let me tell you something. A juror was murdered. One of the three persons that was murdered last week was a juror. He had sat on a case in May where there was a conviction of a unanimous jury. There is no evidence that his service was related to his demise. And people are irresponsible to do that. Because what are you accomplishing by saying that when there's nothing to support that, to turn off other jurors?
But my straight talk family, the fact is, a juror was murdered. That's what he said. That's what Lucifer Wilkins said. So what this lecture is all about? A juror was murdered. That's what you said. But my straight talk family, where there's smoke, there's fire. And that proverb suggests that if there are signs or rumors of a problem, there's likely some truth to it. There are underlying issues that might need attention. There are noticeable signs, the smoke, indicating that there's a real issue or cause, the fire. There's a cause behind them, the fire. There is a pending crisis, my straight talk family, in our beloved country. And the smoke give us early warnings or indications that point to a more significant problem brewing. Petitions and divisions need an economy that works, my straight dog family. Not on the way. We need an economy that works right now. But we are facing the greatest cash crunch in our 41-year-old history as an independent nation. Look at what's happening to our CBI, my straight dog family. Look at the crime and violence. And today, believe it, today, the 2nd of September 2024, marks the 920th day of the Ukraine-Russia war. Just last week, there was an attack on an oil tanker in the Red Sea. And it is predicted that this will be the greatest environmental disaster since the Enron disaster. Oil is now at $70 or $80 per barrel. Yet our government is devoid of this geopolitical knowledge and have invested in 2 fossil fuel generators. And on an interim basis, they are renting generators from Agrico. I showed that to you. For millions of dollars. Education. Housing. Where is Brian Singh? Where is Brian Singh? What's happening to this housing development? 600 homes per year. That's what you promise. The current economic and social challenges facing St. Kitts and Nevis, including uncertainties surrounding the citizenship by investment program, vulnerabilities in healthcare, my straight dog family, housing shortages, rising food costs, and increasing crime rates require a comprehensive and integrated approach. Addressing these issues effectively involves stabilizing and reforming key programs, improving self-sufficiency, and enhancing social safety nets, my straight dog family. Reform and stabilize the citizenship by investment program is our first recommendation. Implement stricter transparency and accountability measures to restore confidence in the program. My straight dog family, addressing these challenges in St. Kitts Nevis requires a multifaceted strategy that includes both short-term interventions and long-term reforms. By focusing on transparency, economic diversification, healthcare improvements, affordable housing, food security, crime prevention, and social assistance, the country can work towards a more stable and prosperous future, my Straight Talk family. There is a significant risk of a looming crisis, my Straight Talk family. A looming crisis is on the way, my Straight Talk family. What are we going to do about it? What should we do about it, my Straight Talk family? Is a pertinent question that this administration cannot answer. The metaphor I use of a plume of smoke hovering over the cabinet effectively captures the idea that the visible signs of trouble, such as I said before, the uncertainties in our CBI program, healthcare system issues, housing shortages, rising food costs, and increasing crime, are indicative of deeper systemic problems that could potentially lead to a larger crisis. My Straight Talk family, the fire in this analogy represents the underlying systemic issues that, if not managed, could lead to severe consequences such as economic collapse, social unrest, or political instability. By addressing these challenges proactively and strategically, the government can work to mitigate the risk of a full-blown crisis and set the stage for more sustainable and resilient development. Where there is smoke, there is fire, and the whole country will burn if we do not replace this clueless July administration soon and very soon, because there's no water to out the fire. And July admitted that himself, my Straight Talk family.
Fire truck comes, there's no water in the hydrant, and the house or the building burns down. Fire truck comes, there's no water in the hydrant, and the house or the building burns down.
There's no water, my Straight Talk family. But where there's smoke, there's fire. And that's my story tonight, my Straight Talk family, and I am not going to change it. I will open the lines and entertain your calls and or your emails. And when I do so, and I'll do so momentarily, I anticipate that you will respect others. And of course, to achieve that, you must first respect yourselves. Let us try to be fair to all concerned, and let us ensure that the things we say and or do will be beneficial to all concerned. And in saying and doing those things, let us, my Straight Talk family, try to build a kinder, gentler St. Kitts and Nevis. With that said, I go to the lines and say good night at 11 past the 9 o'clock hour. This is my first caller. You're live. Hello, caller.
The quote for this evening: life is like a camera. Focus on what's important. Capture the moment and develop from the negatives. I repeat, life is like a camera. Focus on what's important. Capture the moment and develop from the negatives. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Capture the moment and develop from the negative. Thank you very much. Let's go back to the lines. A caller, you are live. Hello, caller. Are you there, caller? Oh my gosh, I inadvertently disconnected that caller. Yes, my lord. I disconnected you by error, my dear brother. I apologize for that. The whole world say I apologize for that.
Lord help you tonight. Thank you for this. Thank you.
My pleasure, my pleasure, my pleasure, my brother.
Thank you. Thank you.
My lord.
Good night, sir.
Good night, my brother. Good night. What's on your mind tonight?
And God is good to us here.
All the time.
Well, God is good to us, Patrick. Now, here, Psalms 113. Praise ye the Lord. Praise ye servant of the Lord. Blessed be the name. Blessed be the name of the Lord. From hence, from the time forth, forevermore. From the rising of the sun to the going down, the name of the Lord shall be praised. The Lord is about all nations, and his glory about all heaven. Here. Who is like unto the name of our God, who dwell up high and high, who humble himself. Behold the things that are the heavens and in the earth. That is, now, I ain't waiting no more. On one thing I have to tell you tonight.
Yeah,
it is good to give God thanks and praise parties. And I am going to tell you in 2 Chronicles one thing. There were 3 enemies coming against Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat went into the house of God and spread the letter before God. Jehoshaphat was against. So, brethren, now, when Jehoshaphat went in the house, the Lord gave him a word and tell him the battle is not his.
Yes,
it's the Lord.
Yes, it's the Lord's, yes.
Go and tell him you need not to fight in this battle.
Okay.
Take your time and see the salvation of the Lord your God.
Yes, my God.
Now I am calling on the people saying it. Seek the Lord. God is going to fight your battle. Patrick, good night. See you. Bye.
Have a good night. Thank you for your spiritual intervention. I go straight back to the lines and thank this caller for holding caller you live. Hello, caller.
Mr. Street Talk.
How are you, my brother, from another mother?
What can I say, my brother? Abracadabra.
Abracadabra. Abracadabra.
How are you?
Peaceful, my brother, peaceful.
My brother, I can't wait to see you. I was listening. First, let me just say good night to my people, and then I come back to you. Good night, my brother Culture. Good night, my lovely niece there in St. Louis. How are you doing? Good night, Texas Queen. We want to hear from you. We long to hear from you. Good night, my brother and his son there in Bellevue. And good night, Mrs. Liza Kenzie in Tabernacle. Brother Culture, do your thing, okay? Mr. Straight Talk, I was listening ZIZ yesterday. No, this morning, rather, because I don't listen to the news on Sunday and Saturday night most of the time. So I get it this morning. But there was the Black Fox giving his thing, which I call Jeffrey Honey, the Black Fox. I don't know if you remember some years ago, they burned a fire, destroy a lot of Yellowstone National Park. You ever remember about that?
Vaguely.
Well, what happened that they had a lot of black fox there and gray fox, but they says that the white population fox was too big, so they want to introduce back the black fox there, and they do it, and they was having a war with them because the white ain't like the black. So they begin to kill them and things. So the government recognized what they were doing, and they try to say, well, look, they're going to put all kind of things to prevent them from. So the black fox now come back from the Yellowstone Park and start eating the people's cattle. I mean, the cattle's calf. The owners, them get the guns and they're killing them. The government tell them don't do that. They must take the time, and when they see them fire shot in the ear and this and that, but them think not turn back because they want meat. So the government pay them off, and I don't know what happened to that. So I'm calling Jeffrey Hanley the Black Fox because of what happened. Okay. So he was on ZIZ saying that how he glad and what went down with the schools and everything, and they just barking, making noise, but you can't see his eyes because he's black. Understand? If I could have seen his eyes, I could have said, well, he's a white fox, but he's a black fox. And you have to look good to see his eyes. And even he was talking about the school year beginning today. I hear you start saying something, and I'm saying, no, Straight Talk is out of order. Jeffrey Hanley never said that the Black Fox the Black Fox never said that they have a problem in the Cairn High School. He never said it. Maybe I listened wrong. So when I hear you saying that I pull my phone to call somebody in St. Kitts to find out what happened, did the Cairn High School open today? But I said, no, I'm not going to do that. Let me wait on you. Let me let you read some more. And I was stunned with what you're saying. So I'm saying to the Black Fox, how could you, a storm passed in St. Kitts last 2 days ago, and it stopped construction from finishing the school? The storm lasts a whole month. If he pay $1 million to fix the thing, what upset that the storm caused and said that because of the storm it caused a setback? How that could happen in a school? A storm pass and it caused a setback? Something not right. But all I'm saying, I thank God for you, because you just make me almost go pull. But I pulled the phone and I was going and dial the number, and I said, no. Straight Talk, know what he said. Let me listen first, because I'm in my bed. And I couldn't believe when you bring the facts out. So the Black Fox know, but all he have to do put in his report, well, instead of the school there in Cairn, it would be just something. But he keep, and then he said he went there go check it just the other day, and everything was well. So could it be like, so the Black Fox now come like King Liar? He's coming like King Liar. But I thank God for you, because the people now see what is going on in St. Kitts, and the people begin to recognize. But I just pray and hope that they don't get too late. Mr. Straight Talk, abracadabra, see you soon. I think I said enough. God bless you.
God bless you as well, my dear brother. Abracadabra, the cool is closed. And don't you believe the slow student, There did in fact, as the notice is on your monitors, your screens, and there's a schedule that was circulated for the week, and the General Assembly that should have been at St. Mary's Park was in fact held at the Bethesda Moravian Church, and there the students are going for that first assembly. So always come to Straight Talk, and we will always strive to give you the facts. Let's just go back to the lines. Caller, you are live. Hello, caller.
Patches, good night.
Good night, my dear brother Jam Down. How art thou?
Boy, I know it's Patches.
Good to hear.
But boy, Patches,
Yes,
them
ma'am.
fellas can't touch you. They don't understand government. They don't understand government. But quickly, Patches, I want to shout out to the country as a whole to please to come out to the peace march. Please to come out to the peace march and help. Please to come. It's very important, because the reason why I want to plead to Magnite people from Westwood, from Piccapilly, you can say College Street got deep back to 5 ways. You all know milk. And already all the labor rhetoric and the radio. You all know milk ain't in them things. I see milk a little boy before he grown up to be a big man. And I know that young man. I could put my head on a block for that young boy there. But whoever do such a thing, may the good Lord guide them throughout this life till when the pretty flowers and boat box come. Because it got to come someday. It have to come. That is, I was over at the crash site where they shot him. And police got to do the work. We are pleading on the police them to do their work. Because what I see over there should be of interest, and it should be in the station. It should have been there in the station as exhibit. And no crime scene. Who in charge of the CID should go into this scene. Don't send the youngsters. Don't send nobody who ain't understand these things. That's why I strongly believe, marry them. Well, you ain't got Queely. You ain't got Stafford Hill. Good night, Farmer Commissioner, my good friend Stafford. You got many others around here. You have Austin. You have the other young man over in the country. These guys could lend their support and expertise. They work under the best. Ivan Hanley, they went nowhere. Hanley went nowhere but study nothing. And he used to get the job done. The basic is what? That is, we have a serious problem in national security, a pure politician down there. Besides what is pure politician down there, you can imagine people want to push on Wussy and Wussy more vote and them when it comes to the job. We is not going to tolerate them kind of things.
Okay.
And quickly, in a package, for what I have seen here with public infrastructure, Jokey Conwest, the man who say he must be in the water, wait, this ain't in the water no more, This gotta be in the sea water, and a piece of cock jiffing going nowhere. And if you have failed consistency tree, you have failed the country extension constituency tree. The people them down there is crying. You don't know now, you do is a lot of talk. Just talk, and we're walking think it. Because the president done said under Tim Harris, he done said the president, I can't even reach near the bar.
Okay.
Can't even reach near the bar. Don't bother talk about the joke in July. The guy need to go up the hospital because see the nonsense he do up there. Okay. Dig off the whole hill. That's when we used to go in the outpatient long time. Dig off the whole hill. If we have to get, let's say, a twin away and it's problem in the hospital,
Okay.
Problem in the hospital, but But let the good Lord be with them. Because I know how this thing will go.
Okay, my brother.
Anyway, Patty, you take care.
Take care as well.
And we want to ask the people to come out and support. Have a good night, Patty.
Have a good night, my dear brother. Jam down, always so passionate. And we go straight back to the lines and thank this caller for holding. Caller, you're live.
Yes. Good evening, Dr. Patches.
How are you, my brother? I got you holding a long time. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, my doctor. I'm hang on sloopy.
Okay.
Good night, brother Straight Up, brother Nabu, brother Slide Wine, and brother Welcome, and brother Jam down the soldier warrior and the ground right here. Maisie, condolences to you and the loss of your son, and all the lost loved ones, and who are listening in class to Straight Talk. You hear what my brother Straight Talk say? God bless Patches. And not because the program, I always say so every day. I say, I cannot wait for Patches to come on with facts and truth. Patches, it is right. The whole country now, who got house and who don't have no house, everybody have smoke alarm. Because where there is smoke, there is fire.
True.
And you couldn't come with a better topic. Where there is smoke, there is fire. Because what happened here, Patches, when it was August 6th, when the last election, the smoke, one of the smoke area is when July said an election can be bought, and that is what happened here. That was the smoke with the fire under. Right now here, this country here, with this Mickey Mouse, Dundudik administration, bloodthirsty administration, right now this country is suffering, and is only Lord cut Calypso, I could say, should be national Calypso, only in St. Christopher. Look the amount of lies this man here said that's going to be coming on stream. 600 houses in a year, not a house yet. Because what they put up over Canary, I understand, they're only better than trash house because no water is leaking in them. Look how many people getting sick and dead as soon as they go in the hospital. I hope they're not using those contaminated dialysis machine, and those people are dying too fast. Once ago, you used to hear one dead, now we hear all 9 and 11. Every minute, and every day, thanking all the doctors in the hospital. What happened up there? Something wrong. That man that tells so many lies. Just before he became prime minister, he said he was on a plane, and someone took sick on the plane, and he had to go and administer to them. And he let them know he's a doctor. And right away, he sent down that lie to the national radio station, ZAZ, to make news. And that been flying all over the place, looking popularity. And now he gonna come on now, when he had the symposium. All hands on deck to help fight the crime. But yet still, no official invitation was sent to PLP. And then after he get the blows, why didn't he send an official invitation to PLP? Here he sent them an email. What email?
Okay.
Anybody don't inform we got email? Send it on the radio, let everybody here who invited, all hands on deck. But Patrick, this is it. This is what I'm going to say to them. This is what you're going to say. I'm going out in a blaze of glory, just like I came in, like old Satan, full of demons. I'm going out like human waste, in a blaze of disgrace. I'll come back.
Thank you very much, Country and Western Guru. Let's go back to the lines. Caller, thank you for holding. You are live. Hello, caller.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Lyman, man. How you doing, man?
I am peaceful, my brother. Yourself?
Yeah, pretty good. Lots to talk about like usual, but me personally, I believe Sinkis and Nevis is on the wrong path. We're heading down the road of destruction, honestly. And we need some type of intervention. The people who's at the helm right now, they don't really care about the country as a whole. These increases that they gave themselves, and then they want to turn around and talk about denying the people bonuses and stuff like that. They really don't deserve none of them increases they got. So right now, what I see them doing, they're like those teachers that go to school and just collect their paycheck and don't care about your children learning anything in school. That's what I'm seeing with these politicians right now. Then they go on these joy rides and they go on these vacations, and to hell with the country when the country is in dire need, when people are getting murdered, you know, women hold their head and cry. Her son has been shot down in the street and died. You see what? We need more love, respect, and understanding for each other in the Federation of Sinkis and Nevis. And too much times in the street is only the poor gonna suffer. This year is moving right along. And I thought by now these capital projects would have been rolling out so as to put the youngsters them to work and, you know, boost up the economy and get things going. Instead, the RICO cases by MSR has dampened this government, slowed down this government and distracted them very much. After them cases were filed, everything started going haywire. The government got totally distracted. They don't know if they're going or they're coming. Then the crime start spiraling out of control. Who's gonna clean up this mess in Sinkis and Nevis? We need some new leaders. We need some strong leaders. Let me just ask you a quick question. The march that's coming up that you advertise, is this an official protest?
Well,
I want you to answer.
Well, I can't.
Is that an official protest?
I can't speak for PLP, my brother. That's a PLP organized function, so I can't. You know.
Okay.
It's a peace and justice.
Well,
I can only respond
well,
to what I posted as a public service.
Okay, well, we're gonna need some feedback next time you come on, or after that march is gone. After this march takes place, I want the people on the ground to come back with some feedback. Let me know what transpired. You know, the whole place is corrupted, man, all around the board. The government and the politicians, they know exactly what's going on in the Federation. You see what they did to Jesus, man? They crucified him. Any one of them youngsters that come up out the hood who's trying to make a difference, they're going to try to cut them down. We see what happened with the last two murders. A lot of people's names are being thrown around. And this government, the Prime Minister himself, I'm calling him out. There are persons in his cabinet whose names are being thrown around. And he got to address that. You know, we're talking about criminal elements and criminal activity. And he needs to address that. This is something that's alleged, that's going on in his cabinet. He got to address this to the nation. We are talking about crime. The biggest issue on the table right now that's affecting the Federation. Big up to the man, Buzz. Buzz out there in Cotton Ground, man. Buzz, one love, man. I love you, bro. Thanks for sticking up for Iron Man when I was there. And thanks for the support. And all the people that I've met when I was in the Federation, I just want to say thank the Lord for meeting those people. They made a difference for me when I was underground. And they looked out for I in the best way they could. And I want to say thank you for all those people that looked out for me when I was there. But Sinkis and Nevis, man, is in a mess. No one can deny it. We're heading towards status like what Haiti's been going through. The hoods, them, the activities that's already happening in the hoods that nobody wants to address. The police force and possibly the security force, these people, these agencies, they are all corrupted. They're in cahoots. The police force is in cahoots with the criminals.
Okay.
We see that. We are seeing the clips live and direct on social media. And that coming from the AG about bad persons are putting things out there on the internet, that's a false statement.
Okay.
They don't want to give the transparency of what's going on.
Okay, my brother.
And if they don't, when they don't give the transparency, we're still going to get it. This is social media time.
Okay.
We're going to get the transparency whether they want to put it out or not.
Okay.
And I just wish the Federation the best going forward, but somebody got to step up and clean this mess up. We need a new, strong leader need to emerge.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, man. You guys have a good night.
Thanks a lot for your intervention as well. We go back to the lines. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller.
Hi, Patrice. Hi, Patrice. Good night.
Good night, my dear. How about thou?
I'm good. I'm just calling and saying that Segis have a dreaming prime minister. Since 2 years he been dreaming about the dreaming. He dream about the when you see he talk his dream, he dreaming. He talk about the smart houses,
on the way,
the smart hospital. His dream from since 2 years now he been dreaming. And he can't and nothing coming. So since dreaming man dreaming. He and the whole cabinet is dreaming. Because then look about the school in Keon. The school supposed to be open, and they give a show that the school open. So his dream, they're dreaming. They dream that it open, but it's not reality. It's not real. This morning I called on a radio station and said, but someone come in and said that Martin Luther had a dream. Yeah, and Martin Luther had a dream. Yes, Martin Luther had a dream, and he said what he dreamed, and he said one day. Everybody gonna be together, and it's happening. But this year, the dream, your dream different from Martin Luther dream. For 2 years, he been dreaming, and can't face reality yet. So go ahead.
I'm sorry. I see he had the gall, to post this on his Facebook page about the school being open and thanking this for the work done. I mean,
See, I tell his dream, say Jimmy dreaming, and now he say, after he done dream, now he say they're on their way. Maybe they're coming from England, so they're using surface mail. The surface mail, they're coming from England, and because, once ago, when people go to England, at that time they used to use mail letter, and it take like 3 months before the letter could come from England because it's surface mail. So that is what Senkis is running on a surface mail, a dream, dreaming, and his whole cabinet is dreaming. So that is what I have to say. There's dreaming. So that is why when I say dream, this is what I'm saying, because the guy put in what I said with Martin Luther. Martin Luther had a dream, and it's come true. Martin Luther wasn't planning to run New York, America, and had no dream. He was just telling you one day this is what's going to happen, and it's happening. So anyway, you take care, Patrice. Thank
you very much for your intervention. Yes, he is dreaming, like you said. Why can we doubt you? He's dreaming about these projects. He said this.
The capital project, I will say, let me go through them for you, if you don't mind. Smart homes, on their way. Right? On the way. The hospital, on the way as well. The school, on the way as well. The solar plant or solar farm, on the way as well. There are some others I will mention, not yet, but they are definitely coming on the way. We have about 2 other major investments. One will be an agriculture major investment that will also come. We have an investment for the airport that is advancing significantly as well. I'm saying that when in the next few months, I'm almost certain that we'll run out of construction workers here.
Imagine that. You're going to soon run out of construction workers. All these projects on the way. Good night, Patches. The Shadwell area water comes at 4 in the morning and goes about 10 to 11 a.m. When will this problem be rectified is beyond me. Reads this email. This other email reads, Mr. Brantley, I don't care what you write or say. I don't care whereabout in the world you have traveled to. I really don't care about your extravagant lifestyle and the amount of money you have he said accustomed, it should be accumulated perhaps. What I care about is the false and misleading statements you continue to make that you are at peace with yourself. That is a lie, Mr. Brantley. For with all the evil and wrong things you have done to Vance, Amy, Malcolm Gishard, Timothy Harris, Sean Richards and others who have done so much good for you to make you what you are today, to say that you are at peace with yourself is a farce. You are fooling yourself, so don't come to us with that garbage. Let's go to the lines. Caller, you're live. Thank you for holding. Hello, caller.
Good night.
Good
night, Brother Pat.
Good
night, all.
Good night, sir.
Good night, those who are embracing me when I speak and have spoken. Now, Patches, I'm going to jump right to a clip that was, it was a press conference that the Prime Minister had in respect to Smart Hospital on the way, in respect to upgrading the airport is on the way. I might not be using the direct words, but I guess everyone get the drift. Has any of these process have been fulfilled? Do you think any of these programs will be fulfilled? Before I proceed, I just ask you that question to get an answer from you. What do you think?
That's a rhetorical question. What? I don't expect anything.
No.
I don't expect anything from. I don't expect anything from the July administration. I don't think so.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, as the previous caller stated, we need new, young, strong leaders. Well, I wouldn't brace young as a word to say. I'm not going to discriminate against aged people, elderly people, because some of our young people still have foolishness in our head. They cannot make proper and dynamic decisions for others. It might be favor for them, but we have to not. We are not. We cannot look at us at I alone. We got to look at us, we all. Okay. So we need wise people with wisdom. Now, as I will make this comment, I am pushing myself, and we all have to push ourselves first for others to have confidence in us. And words from the mouth will be the most trustworthy, not money. Money is the root of all evil. Where there is money, there are evil. If you want to use it for evil, well, that's what it is. A legal tender is an exchange between 2 or 3 parties. Even exchange is no robbery. Okay? Now, all these projects that been mentioned, I'm going for 3 years. I will review those, should I be given a chance, and I will provide those necessary things needed for the country. That will affect the country. That will benefit the country. Whether it's only one, which is me, or there are others that will come, that will enter into this new upcoming election, should God spare us. Now, St. Kitts is really in an illusion, and the Prime Minister is dreaming. Dreaming. It is alleged that all these important time that the Prime Minister is absent from St. Kitts. For instance, the Star has came and gone. There are no commentary of anything, whether, hey, thank God that we didn't get hit. But it is alleged that the Prime Minister is in a mental instability because the pressure from the soldiers and in his cabinet, the cabinet is not together. There are wars in there, political wars. Okay? So that's why they cannot get anything done. Promises are comfort for fools. Fulfill your promises. Give the people the 1,500 that you all had promised. Every promises that you made and not fulfill. I will. Winston Welcome. Winston. Welcome. With an A in the middle as Anthony. Will give it to the people should it necessary and there are needs for it.
Okay.
You will emotion of the people for these things and then nada, zero.
Okay.
That is wrong. And I condemn those. So go back to the drawing board and make it right.
Okay, my brother.
Last but not least, you shouldn't be given a second chance. Your time is up, and please run. I will come back again. Thank you for your time. Bye for now.
Thank you very much.
People love St. Kitts, and I'm fighting for you. Whether you think I don't, I am. I will stand up and I will step up because I have the momentum and the vigor to take on 10 at one time. 10, 20. Bye for now.
Thank you very much. We go straight back to the lines and thank this caller for holding. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller.
Good evening, Mr. Liburd.
Good evening, my lord. How art thou?
I'm not bad, and you?
I am peaceful. Peaceful.
Yeah, imagine you went to cricket over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday and so, see us get some blows.
Your equipment or your something is on. They're giving you feedback. I looked at it on the television. One thing we lost, but one good thing we won because we had some water 24/7 because I guess the teams were staying in the area, but
I see.
Just lost, but we had water.
So the more cricket we have, the more you can be in.
Yes, better believe that.
Anyhow,
Yes,
you played something tonight about this Kean High School. That shocked me, man. I did not realize that till now they still talking about exchanging windows and doors and that kind of thing. Because I remember some months ago, I even called in about it. There was the Minister of Education had said that they'd completed this thing and they'd even put in smart toilets and that kind of thing. You remember that?
Yes.
Man, these fellas, the smart things will get it. He give me some smart bullshit.
He say he spent $1 million on the school. Yes,
I thought, well, if they practically have a new school over there now, everything will be hanky-panky, everything will be good, man. What is they realize that we put it on tents. And we all them learn to lie so. You think Drew running a course or something online?
Well, that is lie.
Boy, what is this, man? I got to go to Drew class, boy. I got to learn this thing. Because them fellas good. They're good. Anyhow, my boy, I enjoying this program.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much, my brother. Let's go back to the lines. Let's say, caller, you're live. Hello, caller.
Good evening, Mr. Patches. Good evening.
Good evening, my dear.
Good evening. You have one of your silent listeners calling in tonight.
First time?
Yes, sir.
Hope it won't be your last time.
Certainly not.
Thank you very much for calling.
Okay. What I want to say is I am a young voter. Well, next election will be my second time voting. And I honestly believe we need to put away with what we would term as our family voting for one party or the other. We see what's happening now. Politicians, at least for now I'm more privy to politics. We could see now the electorate of the day, they are certainly not for the people. And we need to look at what's going on and think about our future. I could recall the minister for number 2 came to my family home. It's 8 of us, and I was promised a job as I was young, coming out of college, CFBC, and I was promised a job, and up to this day, calling the number that we had then is no longer ringing. So I guess it's gone out of service now. That candidate is now in politics.
Government.
So it is disheartening to see that I am still out of job and I cannot help my mom. But people be wise. It's no longer time for us to vote because our parents vote for this party. Vote for ourselves and also to make the country better. Thank you, Mr. Liburd.
Thank you very much. You couldn't have said it better, my dear. Thanks for your intervention. And yes, vote for yourself and to make the country better. What a way to put it. Our first time call. I hope it won't be your last time. Mr. Glenn Part, I always respected you, read this email, as an impartial journalist over the years. But recently I find a great measure of biases in your reporting. It is obvious, beg your pardon, that when you are at Harris's press conferences, you ask him the hardest questions you can find, but not so with Dr. Drew. You are very cautious and guarded to even ask Dr. Drew soft questions. Some weeks ago at a roundtable discussion, you asked him some questions about the CBI, and instead of him answering your question, he asks you where you get your information from. For it seems as if you know a lot about the CBI. And you, Mr. Bat, like a joker, told him you have very reliable sources of information. Well, Mr. Bat, do you realize that you have thrown your information under the bus? Glenn Bat, I can't talk to you anymore in public, beg your pardon, for I would be very scared as a civil servant, being a suspect of giving you government classified information. Boy, Glenn, you really let me down. I'm so disappointed in you. Read this email. Mrs. Ebony Brandon, you seem very much in love with the Harrises brothers. So much so that every time you are in a press conference or round table discussion, you asking Dr. Drew, when will the Harrises be put on trial for the development bank missing money? Maybe you haven't realized that Dr. July has gotten fed up with you and your persistent, stupid questions that you does be asking him, that he has finally told you a lie, stating that a case for them will come up in this September assizes, and you like a stupid idiot believe and accept that. Let me tell you, Ebony, according to the law and rules of the Supreme Court, the September assizes start on the third Tuesday in September of each year, but you did not have the common sense to follow up with some supplementary questions, such as, has any of the Harrises been arrested and charged for any offense? And if so, when? Has they been indicted by the DPP? Was there a preliminary inquiry or a committal hearing before a magistrate? And based on the evidence presented, the magistrate found that the prima facie case has been established and subsequently commit them for trial before a judge and jury for this month's September trial. These are the prerequisites required before an indictment can be filed against the Harris brothers. I didn't hear anything like that which took place, but you were so overjoyed to hear Dr. July say a case for them will be heard in September that you got so excited and carried on like a wild, crazy, happy puppy saying, well, I will be anxiously looking forward for that trial. What the hell Timothy and his brother has done to you for wanting to see the back of them in a court of law? Neither the Prime Minister nor his Attorney General to date control our courts, something they are desperately trying hard to do by passing a law to have a single corrupt judge favorable to them and inimical to Harris, to try them on some trump-up, politically motivated charges and to have them, their chosen corrupt judge, find them guilty and give the government their desired request to satisfy some of their supporters like Ebony and others. What I'm happy for, though, is that Dr. July has made you a laughing stock of journalism. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Miss Ebony reads this email. On one of the Friday afternoon programs with the Big Lice was very assertive and distinguishable in praising Dr. Drew for something he had done. But Sam was very unhappy with Big Lice singularity of praise only for Dr. Drew. So Sam told him that he should praise the government and not Dr. Drew alone. Mr. Liburd, I almost killed myself with laughter when Big Lice said to Sam, man, you're going to tell me what to say? I'm giving praises to Dr. Drew for the job. I only could have said, poor Sam. This other email reads, I'll get rid of the emailers, callers. Good night, Mr. Liburd. The snake has so many influences on the justice system over on Nevis. It's not only the Bartlett case. A gun ammo was found in church ground, and to date, no one has gone to jail for that because the family is a big blue CCM. A young man left the port and then it was stopped and a gun and ammo was found. A few vegetable places were burnt down and the person in question is friends with the snake's best friend, and also asked Myers why he was transferred to St. Kitts some years ago. The police can't be trusted, and Stevens have a police vehicle 24/7, while other police complaining they don't have vehicles when they get calls. Reads this email. And this other email reads, Blessed Love, Mr. Straight Talk. Last episode entitled The Two Biggest Political Nincompoops. It was a very good, interesting episode. And Mr. Straight Talk, I love the way how you highlight the two political leaders with the facts and their lies. Dishonesty, statement, and first, Mr. Straight Talk, you're a good analyst and very focused, sharp, and you're a good listener. And boy, them two biggest political nincompoops ain't easy at all. Firstly, Dr. July said over 100,000 people will be helped on the pension program. Where he get that figure from? Secondly, Mark Brantley said the Jew administration are better fair share that team better than the team unity. He really serious about that? Or he's throwing stones at someone? How I man could really love life on the opposite side? Well. Third, the final question, the Soka engineer with a big blatant lie talking about water wells and all of Sada, no more wells cannot restore with all his empty promises he gave us. And Mr. Straight Talk, you can play them clips. July said over 100,000 people will be helped on the pension program. And the clip with Snake Brantley said Jew administration is doing better than Team Unity administration. Thanks in advance. Reads that email. Good night, Mr. Liburd. Is Samal still alive? Because I don't see him or nor hear him or from or about him. And what is the status on the stadium? Is it under renovation also like the smart homes? Dr. July said the first week in August they will start construction. We are now in September and still no word on the smart homes. Good night, Patches. Dr. Jew and his team of experts can't get anything done, everything gone haywire. They don't know what they are doing and they are too ashamed to admit it. Education, health, housing, transportation, CBI, marijuana, not a damn thing they can get done. Sorry for us in St. Kitts and Nevis. We gotta get rid of them. Reads this email. To the young lady from number 2 who just called in, listen carefully. The minister will put one of her minors or minions to call you to try to do damage control. By tomorrow or even this evening. I'm encouraging you to maintain your stance. You already see that you have been neglected. If they want to give you a job now, please accept it. But you definitely cannot make the mistake of voting for her again. Vote for a better future, young lady, and continue to be brave with this email. And those are my emails as I wind down tonight's program and I go to the lines. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller.
Yeah, real quickly, Patches. Let me get back in for a quick second, man. I just want to thank that young lady for calling in. You know, that was very courageous on her part. You know, we gotta move away from that party politics and stick with the issues. What she has said tonight is very striking, and you know, everybody needs to pay attention to that. And it was refreshing to hear the guy Jam Down come on your program finally. And big up to the man Culture, welcome. And you know, just keep doing the good works, Patches. Keep bringing the information, man. You made some great points tonight, man. I want to agree with your thesis tonight and a lot of points that you hammered through to back up your thesis and your observations. Great show tonight, man. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, my dear brother. I am humbled and thank you for the commendation. And that's the way we're going to wrap tonight's program in my Street Talk family. And for those who joined me late, we introduce, apart from our observations in review, our thesis, which is normally our main focus every show, a thesis or a short dissertation, which I titled, Where There Is Smoke, There Is Fire. And I suggested there's a plume, or perhaps it's better described as a thick billowing or large cloud of grey smoke coming from right inside the cabinet of this July administration. And it has begun to spread all over the Federation. And tonight I use this old proverbial language that has been passed down through generations to make some observations about life and our life under this clueless administration. And we have come to learn that where there is smoke, there is fire. And the old proverb suggests that if there are signs or indications of a problem, we must seek solutions for the problem. But though we see the billowing smoke, there must be water to out the fire. But there's no water in Bastia. There's no water all over the country. There's a shortage in water. And unless we change this July administration, it will be worse than the great Bastia fire. It will burn down St. Kitts Nevis. And it only takes a spark to start the fire burning. I alluded to the historians who were listening, who told us about that city of Bastia. One of the most tragic histories it has of any Caribbean capital, as it was destroyed many times by colonial wars, earthquakes, floods, riots, hurricanes, and fire. And my Straight Talk family, despite all of this, a considerable number of well-restored buildings still exists in the center of Bastia. That speaks to our resilience. We spoke of the great fire of Bastia back in 1867. Before that, there was a fire in 1776. But we went back 2 centuries and we got up to date to the 21st century. And we alluded to the fire that is burning right now, which started from an ill-conceived blow that was inflicted on the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis by Sean Richardson Pam. It was influenced by an out-of-touch former leader, also with the Snake Brantley and the CCM. And it has left all of us, especially those of us who chose to remain and live at home, it has left left us in the hands of some politicians who are nothing but an incompetent bunch of self-declared experts. This unexpected blow delivered to us by PAM and CCM has left us in the hands of a washed-up cabinet that started the fire. And this fire will not burn Bastia alone. If you don't take stock, it will burn the entire country. The actions of PAM and CCM created this political tide in August 2022 and brought us a jellyfish cabinet. Pompous and extravagant. They work overseas, they say. And if we know the jellyfish, it has no brain, no bones, no eyes, no heart. And this jellyfish cabinet have, apart from causing suffering, pain, and death in the land, they have disrupted and or dismantled the social assistance programs and services that were provided by the Team Unity Administration. And they have not replaced these benefits for the poor families in the country. They have failed to create jobs, as this incompetent July and his cabinet have not implemented one capital project in over 2 years in office. I would ask about these capital projects. He said they're underway.
So capital project, I will say, let me go through them for you, if you don't mind. Smart homes, on their way. Right? On the way. The hospital, on the way as well. The school, on the way as well. The solar plant or solar farm, on the way as well. There are some others I will mention, not yet, but they are definitely coming on the way. We have about 2 other major investments. One will be an agriculture major investment that will also come. We have an investment for the port, airport, that is advancing significantly as well. I'm saying that when, in the next few months, I'm almost certain that we'll run out of construction workers here.
Imagine that, my straight dog family. In the next few months, we will certainly run out of construction workers. Everything, all the projects are on the way. On the way, he said, on the way. And someone asked me to play something. And I always like to satisfy my listeners and my viewers. As someone asked me to find a soundbite for them. And whatever you need is what you normally get once you are on Straight Talk, my family. And this is what you asked for. Was it this, my Straight Talk family? You asked for this. And you get whatever you asked for. I think you asked for this. And forgive me for that little hiccup or being very slow. But I had to get what my...
Good night, Mr. Mark. Good night. With all due respect, when Unity was in office, you said that was the best treatment you got from Unity Construct. Yes. So now my question to you, under the Labour administration now in there for 2 years, you still stand that the best treatment Neils got was under the Unity Construct?
The treatment that we have had in relation to Labour, in my humble opinion, has been better. I say that because Dr. Drew has extended the same courtesies that had been extended to Nevis under Team Unity, and he has gone further. So in my view, I am not yet at the point where I can say that we have ironed out this issue of fair share, but Dr. Drew has extended all that Unity gave and has gone further.
I digress. To satisfy my viewers or viewer. But to the point, my straight dog family, as we conclude, they smoke in the health ministry. According to Big Lights, they killed his friend Ghost at the GNF. A lady called me today about a story at the JNF, and I promised to call her tomorrow. Lady, if you're listening, we will connect tomorrow, God's willing. The education system, or the Ministry of Education, is smoking. And we focus on that tonight. As the slow student is lost and trying to find his way around the billowing smoke at the Basti High School, the Joshua Obadiah Williams Primary School, and oh my, a fire at the Keon High School has gotten entirely out of control. Imagine the slow student, my straight dog family, imagine the slow student visited the Keon High School with the crime minister, and they posted this on Facebook, and everyone would believe that all is well and dandy, nice and dandy at the Keon High School. Even ZIZ reported this, my straight dog family, about the Keon High School. Imagine this.
The government of St. Kitts and Nevis has made a significant investment of more than $1 million towards the renovation of the Keon High School, ensuring that when the new academic year starts on Monday, September 2nd, students and teachers can return to a safe and welcoming environment that is conducive to the teaching and learning process. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Education, Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, led Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Terence Drew on a follow-up walkthrough of the school facility on Wednesday, August 28th, where final preparatory works are taking place. These include the installation of several doors and windows and painting along certain blocks. The Education Minister noted that despite a minor setback a few weeks ago due to Tropical Storm Ernesto, they remain on target to complete the necessary work to facilitate the reopening of the school on September 2nd. The school was closed earlier in the year to address a number of health and infrastructural concerns that arose after years of neglect. Prime Minister Drew commended Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley and his team at the Ministry of Education for their diligent work in restoring the Keon High School to a safe and comfortable setting for both students and teachers.
Preparing which school? And Dr. July posted, my straight dog family, yes, he posted on social media just today. Such a liar. Just today. He take this opportunity to wish our students and teachers and auxiliary staff all the best as they go back to school today. Imagine that. The health and safety of our students, teachers, and auxiliary staff is our number one priority and will never be compromised. That's what he posted on his Facebook page, even after this notice was published and sent to parents. Due to the mold, the unfavorable mold test results, we are unable to return to the school compound to start the new academic year. Do you believe that, my straight dog family? We always bring you the facts. Always bring you the facts. And what happened? They mounted some tents, my straight dog family. They mounted some tents yesterday, Sunday, to accommodate the General Assembly today. But they panicked when the thunderstorms came this morning, sent the ministry officials into panic. And God bless the Bethesda Moravian Church. That's where they got their shelter. But my Straight Talk family, where there is smoke, there is fire. And that suggests that if there are signs or rumors of a problem, there's likely some truth to it. A caller made mention of the Minister of Tourism and the fingers that are being pointed at her as it relates to issues of crime. There's a pending crisis, and the smoke gives us early warnings or indications that point to a more significant problem brewing. Kitchens and individuals alike need an economy that works. But we are facing the greatest cash crunch in our 41-year-old history as an independent federation. My Straight Talk family, today I spoke earlier to the Ukraine-Russia war, or the Russia-Ukraine war, whichever you want to put it. I spoke to an attack on an oil tanker in the Red Sea, which caused the greatest environmental disaster ever since Emran disaster. Oil has gone to, crude oil has gone to $70 per barrel, or $80. Where will that end, my Straight Dog family? Yet the snake, or the so-called engineer, has invested in 2 fossil fuel generators under on an interim basis. They've rented Agrico generators. But my Straight Dog family, housing. Where is Brian Singh? Where is Brian Singh and his East Coast housing development? Where are the 600 homes for last year? But the current economic and social challenges facing us here in St. Kitts Nevis, including uncertainties surrounding the citizenship by investment program, vulnerabilities in health, housing shortages, rising food costs, and increasing crime rates, require a comprehensive and integrated approach. Addressing these issues effectively involves stabilizing and reforming key programs, improving self-sufficiency, and enhancing social safety nets. My Straight Dog family, there is a significant risk of a looming crisis. A plume of smoke hovering over the cabinet effectively captures the idea that the visible signs of trouble, such as uncertainties in our CBI, healthcare system issues, housing shortages, rising food costs, and increasing crime, are indicative of deeper systemic problems that could potentially lead to a larger crisis, my Straight Dog family. We are going to burn, but there's no water. My Straight Dog family, as we wind tonight's programming, addressing these challenges proactively and strategically, if the government does that, can work to mitigate the risk of a full-blown crisis and set the stage for more sustainable and resilient development. but there's no water, my Straight Dog family. Jew said this.
Fire truck comes, there's no water in the hydrant, and the house or the building burns down.
That's what's going to happen. No water. The house and the buildings will burn down. That's what the Prime Minister said. And my Straight Dog family, where there is smoke, there is fire. And the whole country will burn if we do not replace this clueless jellyfish cabinet and administration. And I'll leave you with that quotation that my first caller gave to me. Life is like a camera. Just focus on what's important. Capture the good times. Develop from the negatives. And if things don't work out, just take another shot. It has worked with Labour and Drew. Let's get rid of them, my Straight Dog family. Until we connect on Thursday, I thank Almighty God for guiding our discussion tonight on this, the second day of September 2024. I thank all who listen, the thousands of you who listen. I thank you. Those on Alexa, those on YouTube, those on Facebook, those who called or sent emails. Just remember, you are the ones who make Straight Talk, and for that reason, I say a big, big thank you. I am Ian Patches Liburd, and God's Spear, we will connect on Thursday for another edition of Straight Talk. Until that time, be good to yourselves and to all whom you meet. And remember, my Straight Dog family, that whatever your mind conceive, that you will achieve. But first of all, you just got to believe. So when you wake in the morning, thank God for the morning light and thank Him for taking you through the night. And my Straight Dog family, keep moving on. Until we connect on Thursday. Bye-bye.
In the morning, I thank God for the morning light. Give Him thanks and praises for taking me safely through the night. For the rest of food and loving care, and for my mother's breath of life that's got me here. So whatever my mind conceive, that I will achieve, you better believe. I do the things I should, be to my brethren